All right. Hi there. We are going to get started with a 45-minute yoga flow. Excuse the microphone noise. So all you need today is a yoga mat, and if you have something like a block or a strap or something similar that you like to use, have that nearby. I actually am going to grab a strap, which is actually the rope that is used to tie my yoga mat. So something like that could work, or a towel, whatever you have. Make sure you have water nearby. We are actually going to get started from a upright seated position with the feet planted on the ground, fingertips face outwards. So I'll probably move the camera around a little bit to give you a better angle in a second, but feet hips width distance apart, fingertips facing out. Try not to lock your elbows. Give yourself a slight bend. Press down into the palms so you can lift up out of the low back. Good, so your heart shining forward and up. Good, and then from here, we're just gonna rock the knees from side to side, rolling onto the edges of the feet. If this feels a little wonky, maybe you just need to move your feet a little bit further away. We're not moving through the ribs, through the torso at all. We are just moving through the hip joint, side to side. Good. For 4 and 3, for 2 and 1. And then bring those feet nice and flat. This time you are going to add a little bit more motion, but your hands are going to move further back. So now motion through the torso. You can lift up that hip bone as you go from side to side. Good. Bringing this maybe into the lower back. Good, and the arms are there to just support you, to keep your back nice and straight, help you stay lifted through the chest. Good, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Good. Plant those feet again, fingertips face outwards. Move the feet a little bit closer to your butt now, and then go ahead, lift the hips up, find that reverse bridge position. Or I guess it's a bridge, just with the butt all the way up, arms straight, and lower down. Good. Let's do that again. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, lift up, squeeze the glutes. Let the head drop back, not so that it's hanging down, but so that your neck is in line with your spine. Go ahead, lower down. One more time. Lift it up, press through those feet, hips up, neck straight, eyes on the sky. One more breath in, and then lower down. Awesome. All right, from here, cross the ankles anyway. Roll the wrists out in front. Roll them the other way. Good. And then a little bit through the arms here. Press the palms forward and then pull the elbows back, opening through the chest. Good. Press forward and then elbows back. So elbows are a little bit lower than the shoulders. You're going to start to round the spine, press forward and open up, arch. Good. Inhale and exhale. Find a rhythm with your breath that makes sense to you. So a lot of my running friends are starting to prepare for races. There are races happening this weekend, the next weekend, pretty much taking us right into summer. So this is a really good flow just to open up through the back, the shoulders. We're not going to do any crazy strengthening exercises today. Just a little check-in to see which areas of the body are tight. All right, you can lose this. And which could use some love. Switch the cross on the ankles. Now this might feel a little unnatural, but arms are gonna go up, palms still face forward, and then draw the elbows down and back. So it's the same position you were just in, just getting at it in a different way. And we won't be arching the back here. You're gonna keep the back nice and straight. Inhale up and exhale down. Keep the ribs pulled in. Exhale. Always at the beginning of a yoga class, I need to give at least one big yawn and then I'm in it. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pull down. Try to keep that neck nice and long. A few more here. Awesome work. Elbows down and back without pushing the ribs forward, without pushing the chest forward. Good. For 3, for 2. Give it one last pull down. Good. And then release that. Awesome work. Come onto hands and knees, tabletop position. Spread the fingers wide. Knees underneath the hips, wrists under shoulders, cat and cow, what we were just doing from a seated position. But now you're grounded. Dropping the belly, shining the face forward, tailbone lifts, and then exhale, round. Good, a few more like that. Inhale. And exhale, I'm gonna move you over. Inhale. Exhale, find that rhythm. Get one more in. Awesome work. And then find a nice flat back. You're gonna extend the right leg back, tuck the toes, and from here, press the heel back towards the wall behind you. So you're nice and long through your spine. Try not to let the ribs drop, the belly drop. Really engaged core here, holding you up, holding that spine straight. And if you'd like, you can bring a little rock in here, just opening up the back of the leg. And so as we're going through these first few postures, so we've done some seated stuff, we've gone through the spine, and now we're getting into the backs of the legs. I want you to just notice what is feeling especially tight, what might be feeling difficult. And that's probably the area that needs a little love, right? Switch legs. Tuck those left toes. So for me, already feeling some tightness through the shoulders, the neck. And so if you are running a lot, cycling a lot, that's an area of the body that we often forget is working. Those hands on the handlebars or those arms pumping back and forth. You've got to have strong back muscles. Shoulders come into play. So it's normal for those areas to feel tight from time to time. Of course, coupled with the life at a desk or on your phone, all these things contribute. All right, release the knees. Move the hands slightly forward, just ahead of the shoulders. Keep the fingers spread wide. Tuck the toes, hips high, downward facing dog. Find your footing here, your hand and footing. Spread the fingers really wide. Press the finger pads down into the mat, the heel of the hand down into the mat. The elbows are spiraling down towards the mat. So that action of an inward rotation towards the midline of the body. You'll feel those shoulders activate, your arms activate. Soften the knees a little bit if the hamstrings were already talking to you in that last one. And I want you to just imagine that tailbone going up and back. So towards the ceiling, where the ceiling and the wall meet behind you, that's the direction your tailbone is getting pulled. So you should feel some space in your low back now. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, bring the feet together to touch. So big toes touch behind you. Your eyes are on the back edge of your mat. So let that head hang heavy. Keep those elbows spiraling inwards. Fingers spread wide. The right leg is going to lift off of the mat. Toes face down and the heel faces up. Flex your foot like you're going to stand on the wall behind you. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, step that foot between your hands, runner's lunge. Go ahead, drop the back knee, untuck the toes, and bring the hands to the front thigh. Good. So we're going to build on this pose, but if this is the version that feels right for you this week, then this is the version that feels right for you this week, okay? From here, arms will lift. Think about lifting up out of your hips, the hip bones moving forward, your spine lifting straight up above that, arms reaching overhead with the shoulders relaxed down your back. Good. Try not to grip the front toes. Relax them. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Take another breath in. On the exhale, bring those hands down right underneath the shoulders, fingertips on the mat. Start to move your hips back so that the hips come over the knee. Don't go any further. And then slide that front foot forward, coming into a hamstring stretch. So heel slides forward, hips stay over that left knee, pulling the toes towards you. So the foot is flexed, but I want you to imagine that you're trying to touch your big toe and the inside or the ball of your foot on the big toe side. You're trying to push that against the wall in front of you. So against like the floorboard. So you've got this kind of pressure forward, but you're pulling the foot back. Just getting into that hamstring real good, right? With that little extra attention, moving the big toe forward, ball of the foot on that side forward, you might start to feel a little stretch come into your shin. If you're someone who experiences shin splints or some tightness there, that's where it might hit for you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Awesome work. To come out of this one, the hands are going to come forward. Bend that front knee. Good. Tuck the back toes. Lift the knee off of the ground. The hands are going to come flat and you are going to go back into downward facing dog. Step it back and settle. The feet can be hips width distance apart. Just notice what feels different. Maybe you feel a little imbalanced now. We're going to fix that. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, bring the feet together. Inhale, lift the left leg this time. Toes down, heel up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Another breath in. And on the exhale, step that foot between your hands. Find that runner's lunge again. Good. Knee over ankle. Drop the back knee. Untuck the toes. And then come up. Hands on that front thigh. So again, option to build. If this is where you want to hang out, this is where you hang out. We're going to revisit this one more time after this. So knowing each level is important. Arms up. Good. Ribs pulled back over your hips. I am notorious for sticking the ribs out, arching the back. Pull the ribs back. And sometimes that means scaling back a bit or coming out of that deeper stretch to come into alignment. So find alignment first and then try to move your body deeper into the stretch with that nice straight back. Hips shining forward. Take one more deep breath in. On the exhale, hands come down. Good. Bring the hips so that they're over the knee. You'll feel it. You'll know when you're there. And then slide that front foot forward. If you've got a nice sticky mat, maybe wiggle it forward. Okay, and now this same phenomenon where the foot is flexed. You're pulling the top of the foot towards you, but the big toe edge of your foot is this little spiral forward. Now just breathe into that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more breaths. See if you can relax the shoulders if you're holding tension there. Maybe it's your jaw. One more breath in. Exhale, start to walk it forward. Awesome. So knee over ankle here. Get those hands on the ground, lifting that back knee up. Downward facing dog. Awesome work. We're going to do a little modification of our salutation. So instead of standing up, all we're going to do is rock forward to plank. So on an inhale, go there, high plank. On an exhale, lower down, knees, chest, and chin. That means your butt is still in the air. Inhale, curve forward, cobra. Legs are on the ground. Exhale, over the knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. We're going to do that again. Inhale out, high plank. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin to the earth. Inhale up, cobra. Keep it grounded. Exhale back, over the knees, downward facing dog. One more time, just building a little heat. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin. Core is engaged. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome work. From down dog, pedal out the feet, bend one knee, bend the other, stretching into the backs of those legs. Take a few more breaths there. Keep the fingers spread wide, press those hands down into the mat. Lose the t-shirt because I know it's hitting the microphone. Awesome work. From here, the big toes are going to come together to touch again. The right leg is going to lift, toe down, heel up. And now we bring a little bit of rotation into this. Turn the right toes to the right, heel to the left, opening up through the hip. And if you want it, bend the knee, pulling that right heel towards your right butt cheek, lifting the knee up, 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 up. Take one more breath in. And on the exhale, step this foot outside of the right hand, finding your lizard. Good. From lizard, drop the back knee, untuck the toe. I'm going to turn my right toe slightly out, so it's at 1 o'clock on the clock face. And I'm going to come up onto my fingertips, a little bit lower than fingertips. So my fingers are flat, but my palms are lifted. That's where I need to be in order to start to breathe in this stretch. So you're a little bit more open than your runner's lunge. This is getting into a different area of your hip. Some of you will be able to work your way down onto forearms. Maybe it's just that left forearm. Maybe you can get the right down. I want you to play around with the amount of space you need here. So maybe the right foot needs to be out further to the right. So the heel is on the mat, but maybe the toes are off. And see if that changes anything for you with the intensity of the stretch, whether it's up the scale or down the scale of intensity. If you do have this will or desire to be down on your forearms, bringing that leg out a bit might help. For me, that just helped me get my hands flat. You can also add on to this one. I'm just giving you lots of things to do to distract yourself, yeah? So breathe first and foremost. If you wanted something else, you can roll onto the outside edge of that right foot, as long as the whole edge of the foot is down on the ground. So from the pinky toe all the way to the heel. One more big breath in. Exhale. And then you're going to start to bring that foot in. So it's just outside that right hand again. See if anything has shifted for you. Tuck the back toes. Lift the knee. And start to walk the hands towards the center. Straightening the right leg. And now you are in a straddle. Are you? Did you get there? Toes facing the left edge of the mat. Legs are straight. Come up onto your fingertips. So the fingers are right under your shoulders. You've got a nice straight back. Heels are slightly out, toes are slightly in. You have a soft bend in your knees, so they're not locked straight. They're not bent, but they're not locked straight. And then let yourself fold forward. Now to bring this into the hamstrings more, I want you to visualize your sit bones going up towards the ceiling above you. So maybe it's imagining 2 strings just attached to your backside, pulling you straight up. And see how that little bit of action, that little bit of thought brought the stretch right into the hamstrings. So the knees are not locked straight. So you're able to give this little tilt up through your backside, bringing the stretch. For me, it's also coming quite intense into the glutes. I feel it there. I feel it in my hamstrings. Relax the head. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. From here, you're going to come back onto your fingertips. Start to roll yourself up. Bring the heels in, toes out, and then sink into your goddess pose. Modified with the hands on top of the knees. Fingertips face back. Thumbs are on the front side of those legs. You're going to drop your right shoulder down. Look over to the left. Inhale, come through center. Other side. Inhale through center. See if you can lengthen the spine. Exhale, right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through center. Stand all the way up. You're going to lose my head. Arms overhead. Hands to heart center. Bring the feet together and come to the back of your mat. Not a graceful transition. We're moving our bodies. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Awesome work. We haven't been in a forward fold like this yet. So feet separated, hips with distance apart. Fingertips graze the ground. Inhale to a flat back. Lengthening your spine. Hands press against the shins. And then exhale, fold. Do that again. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Start to walk the hands out, finding downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Maybe pedal out the feet. Notice, check in. How are you feeling? Feet together. Lift the left leg up. Same progression of postures. Turn the left toes to the left, starting to open up that hip. Good. And if you want it, bend the knee. Bringing that heel towards your backside. Knee going up, up, up. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, step that foot outside the left hand. We're coming into lizard lunge. Good. So maybe you hold here for a beat. Adjust, turning the toes out to 11 o'clock. Maybe already bringing that foot wider because you knew that worked for you on the other side. Dropping the back knee, untucking the toes. Good. We're here for a bit. Not as long as the other side, actually, because now you know what to do. You know where you need to go, and you know the level of sensation that you are seeking. So maybe you're starting on your fingertips, working your way down to flat hands. Maybe you're playing with going onto your forearms. And then maybe you're playing with rolling onto the outside edge of that foot. Take this where you need to take it, but bring your breath with you. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. See if you can lengthen your neck. Shoulders away from the ears. Lots of emphasis on the hips and the hamstrings today. We're going to come back to those shoulders and that back. If you were like, that's the place where I need some help today. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. If you are on the forearms, make your way back up to your hands. You're going to bring that left foot so it is right outside that hand. Back on the mat. Tuck the back toes. Lift that knee. And start to walk your hands to the right, finding a straddle on the other side. So it's the exact same thing, just toes now are facing the right edge of your mat. Come to a flat back, lengthen, fingertips right under the shoulders, and then go ahead and fold. Same phenomenon happening. Knees are soft, toes are slightly in, heels slightly out, and the sit bones going up, up, up towards the ceiling. Might also help to think about moving your weight forward more into the balls of your feet than the heels. There's still weight in both areas, but it's a little bit more forward, allowing you more space to lift the hips up. And since we've been here before, again, we are not going to stay super long. Take another deep breath. Exhale. This time you're going to come to a flat back on the fingertips. Lift up. Heel toe the feet so that they are underneath your hips. And then slowly roll up. All right, not an easy one for anyone. Sorry, you lose my head again. Bring the feet just wider than the hips, toes slightly out. Some of you know where we're going. Hands at heart center. Take a deep breath in and start to lower yourself down into your Yogi Squat. If you have a pillow or a block you want to put under your butt to just rest here, you can. For me, maybe for you too, I'm starting with a little rock back and forth just because I know that my hips and my glutes are really tight and I don't want to just drop into this right away. I need a little bit of a dynamic movement first. If you are okay, come down into your Yogi Squat, hands at heart center, feet are grounded. And if you have a really hard time balancing here, play with the foot placement. Wider, closer together, usually wider. Give yourself space. Not here for long. Take another deep breath. Exhale. I know I need to do this more because I feel the tightness in the tops of my feet, fronts of my ankles. To come out of this, please do not rush. If you're like me and it is not super comfy to be here, bring that motion back, rocking from one foot to the other. And then hands on the ground. We're not doing crow, but you can if you want. It's a good time. Start to straighten the legs, toes forward, head relaxed. I don't know where you are on your mat. I moved around, maybe you did too, but you're gonna just crawl yourself into a downward facing dog in the direction that you feel like you need to be in. Spread the fingers wide. A few salutations here just to get the blood flowing again, and then we are getting more grounded. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, over the knees, downward dog. Do that twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Cobra. And down dog. Last one. Let's meet in downward facing dog. your last time here, get what you need, maybe a few pedals of the feet, walking the dog. Maybe you just pause for a few breaths, softening the knees, getting some length through the low back. And then when you are ready, knees to the earth, tabletop position. Awesome. We're going to thread the needle. Right arm lifts up to the sky, open the chest, and then thread that hand underneath your left. Reach, keep reaching, keep reaching. Eventually putting the shoulder on the ground. Left arm extends forward. So you're on your right temple, right side temple. I can see myself in the camera. I don't know if you guys can. I don't think you can see yourselves, but I saw that my hips weren't really over my knees. Try to get that alignment. You'll feel it. You'll feel if you're in the right spot. There is a way to build off of this, but I want us to hang here. If you know other places to go from here and you are feeling like that's the right thing for your body today, then go for it. Try to let some of your weight just melt onto that shoulder. Maybe with every exhale, you feel more of gravity's weight. Maybe you reach that right arm a little bit further. Just a couple more breaths. Next move, sliding the left hand back in front of your face. Press down into that hand as you lift the right arm up for a twist. Open up. And then place that hand down. Awesome. Other side. Lift the left arm up. Open, open, open. And then thread the needle. Same deal. Hips over those knees. Extend that right arm forward. Let the weight just weigh down on that shoulder. And then with every exhale, you're either getting a little bit heavier, surrendering to gravity, or you're trying to reach that left arm just a little bit further. Maybe close the eyes. I'm getting a lot of messages on my phone because the Boston Celtics have swept the Brooklyn Nets. And if you're an NBA fan or Boston fan, it's a very exciting evening. Slide that right hand back in front of your face. Press down into the hand to lift that left arm up and open. And then release. All right, if you have a strap or a towel or something around you, this is the time to grab it. You're gonna sit back onto the heels, swing those legs around front, and head to your back. So coming all the way down, I also advise if you have a ponytail or a bun or some kind of obstruction of the hair, move it out of the way so you can get the back of your head flat on the mat. Before we do anything, I want you to just notice how your back is feeling. Maybe you need to do those knee rocks side to side that we did in the beginning, but now we're doing them from a reclined position. Maybe just rolling out your low back. This space right above the glutes tends to get a little bit tight. Or maybe it's a very simple pelvic tilt that you need here just to feel the low back flat and flush with your mat. Just move around a little bit. Wiggle the hips, maybe play with the shoulders. We're trying to find this nice alignment through the spine. And I think it helps to just pause every now and then and just tune in. How is my back right now? I was talking to someone earlier about um, cycling, and it's sometimes impacting my back. And I know that is because I'm not engaging my core and I'm not taking care of my spine throughout the day. So this kind of activity isn't always supportive. I think sometimes when we go from running to sitting, we also tend to sit cross-legged at our desks. These little things and habits we have throughout the day can make a big impact on how we're feeling at rest or when we're trying to feel that neutral spine, neutral alignment. Gab, gab, gab away. I know we only have 45 minutes, so bring that right knee into your chest. Take a strap and wrap it around your foot. And if you do not have a strap, do not worry. I didn't forget about you. You're going to grab onto the back of your hamstring, just above the knee. Above/below. Right here at this angle, it's below, anatomically above. The strap is nice. You can place it right around the ball of your foot. So you've got a little bit of counter pressure. You can press up, maybe feel a little stretch through the shin. So again, someone who has shin splints, this is another good one you can do. Strap on the ball of the foot, t-shirt, towel, whatever, pressing up as you pull down just gives a little bit of stretch to the front of the leg, all while we're stretching the back. If you want a little bit more, maybe you extend that left leg straight. And of course, using your arm strength, every exhale, pulling that thigh closer to your core. Great thing about a longer practice is can talk a little bit more, can spend a little bit more time tuning in, making small adjustments to hopefully feel a big difference. But today we only have 45 minutes. I need someone in the room to be like, get back on track. Bend that knee. Remove the strap or your hands, whatever it may be. Place that foot on the ground. And take a moment to just windshield wiper the knees back and forth. And without taking as much time, try to find that alignment again, maybe tilting the pelvic bone slightly up so you've got that nice flat back against your mat. Bring that left knee in now, grabbing onto the back of the leg or wrapping your strap around. And while we are here, I know you've got plenty to focus on with the hamstring stretch and the possible shin stretch here. But I want you to start thinking about how you want to end your practice today. Like always, I will cue you into some kind of Shavasana or final resting position. And you have a lot of options. I'm going to get you there and then I'm going to leave you to stay as long as you'd like. You have options like Supta Baddha Konasana, which is staying in this reclined position but making butterfly legs. So feet together, knees out. If your hips happen to need a little bit more stretching, a little bit more love, that could be a good one for you. You could go to just traditional Shavasana, corpse pose, legs straight, arms by your side, or on your one hand on belly, one hand on heart. I like that to feel a little bit more connected. Legs up a wall. If your shoulders, your neck feel like they still need a little bit of love, you could rest in child's pose. So you get a little bit of relief there too. And if something else is calling your name, like you really wish we had done pigeon today, half pigeon, or glute stretch, you can go there too. You've got the time. We're going to end with a little bit of a twist. Bend that knee, release the strap or your hands. Both knees come into the chest. And then arms out like a T. Bring the knees so they're over the hips and let both of them fall over to the left side. Head turns to the right. Again, moving any hair obstructions that you may have. Awesome work. And just notice, start to think about that pose you want to end in. Start to long for it, look forward to it. And your only focus there is release. You can stay there as long as you want, but I want you to make sure you're breathing deep. And with every exhale, you're just letting go of something else that you don't need to hold on to, whether it is physical tension in your body, emotional something going on, stress from the day. If you need a mantra to get you through the rest of the day, maybe it's that. Repeat it over and over with each breath. Bring the knees back to center. Other side. One more suggestion and then I'm done talking. If you have a race this weekend and you have a goal or a mantra that you like to bring into that race, now is a good time to take your Shavasana, close your eyes, and repeat that to yourself. Start to get it ingrained way before the weekend is even here. I feel like with a lot of us getting back to racing, to movement in general, classes we used to go to, fitness routines we used to be drawn to, we of course have certain goals. But for me, something that's really resonating is I now feel a desire to push my limit a little bit more again, to find what I am capable of accomplishing. It's nice to have that motivation back. Bring the knees back to center. Give yourself one last little squeeze here. And then, since you premeditated it, you know where you're going. Find your final resting pose. Supta Baddha Konasana, corpse pose, legs up a wall, something else. And I gave you lots of things to grab onto there, whether it was a mantra, your breath, this idea of physical or emotional or stress release with every exhale. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths out the mouth. Inhale. Let it go. Again, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Let's do one more like that. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Sealing the lips and continuing that deep, full breath through the nose. And if you lose it, it's okay. But start there. And then bring in that idea of release or your mantra or nothing. Just breathe. And you're welcome to stay here as long as you need. Namaste.